been taking the train a lot recently, ladies and gentlemen, and something I've noticed on the railways, they've started putting plug sockets on the carriages, little pairs of them like that, next to the tables so people can charge up their smartphones and their tablets. Well, this is brilliant, I think. Brilliant for me, particularly because I like to cook. So what I do, I get onto the train, I secure myself a table, I plug in my laptop, all right? I plug in my mouse, Mr. Mouse, he goes in here like that, and to the casual observing fellow passenger glancing over, they're looking at that going, oh, is that a mid-90s Macintosh Duo 100? Haven't seen one of those for a while. Maybe they think, is that a special edition 2006 all-black PowerBook? They think that's pretty retro. They think I'm an interesting guy, maybe an architect, yeah? They think I'm pretty cool. Fact is, folks, I'm not cool. I'm far from cool. I'm smoking hot because this isn't a portable computer. It is, in fact, a Caterlight 1,850 watt, 7-portion George Foreman party grill. Oh yeah! You can cook on the train. What are you looking at? You're looking at 3 cheese toasties with textures of chili at 100 miles an hour. Sound good? What about seared ribeye with Stilton foam, sir? Aubergine 3 ways, madam. You can't say that anymore, can you? I don't know. Aubergines have become rude now. They used to be just a vegetable, and now it's, is that an aubergine in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me? In this instance, it is an aubergine. So, generously oiled, and then we pop it onto the keyboard of the laptop, like that. On it goes, and then what you do is you go, actually, I'm not going to get on with any work. I don't want to get on with any work. I'll do a Sudoku, or I'll fiddle with my iPhone, and then you shut the lid like that, and then you're cooking on the train. This is This is actually happening, by the way. This isn't a dream. This is the mouse we're using here. This is the Apple Pro mouse. It's the M5769. It's the last of the tethered mice, all right, before they went wireless. I'm using the M5769 for 3 very important reasons. The first, all right, I think it's in keeping with the retro look of the computer. It's less conspicuous, you know what I mean, if you've got the... Secondly, it is important to use a separate mouse with this model because the trackpad on this computer does get very hot. And thirdly, and most importantly, the Pro mouse is the one with the hollow acrylic shell. You can remember that? So what I've done with mine is I've removed that very carefully. I've drilled 9 holes in the end. I've filled it up with a mixture of smoked sea salt and black pepper, and then you can just cook with everything, haven't I? I wouldn't want you to think, by the way, that I'm some sort of absurd machine of a man, someone who makes... I've stayed in a lot of hotels, someone who makes everything. Obviously, I do have vices. I like big fan of OMG. Big fan of chocolate milkshakes. I like chocolate milkshakes. Shop bought chocolate milkshakes, and I found a new brand recently that you're going to love. You're going to go away and try. Extra thick, thicker than Fridge, who claim to be the thickest. Thicker than McDonald's. Theirs are pretty thick. It's called Nutella. Lovely. Very hard to get out of the straw. Gave me a nosebleed, but I managed. I'm going to waste it. So, what desserts have I made in hotels? I have made ice cream in a hotel before. No way. Yeah, I have. I'll tell you how. First of all, you need to make a custard. So you make your custard using the bain-marie method that we talked about earlier. So that's the cereal bowl over the kettle. So for that, you want egg yolks, vanilla, sugar, cream. All right, you make your custard, and then it needs freezing. So I had a look around, and I noticed that in the corridor of the hotel, there was a CO2 gas fire extinguisher. All right. I reasoned what I could do is I could fire the gas into the custard, Heston Blumenthal style, all right? It would freeze it instantly, and then I get ice cream. Now, in principle, that would work. In reality, what actually happens is it displaces the contents of the bowl all over the walls, and me, and the curtains, and everything. So, I had to tidy up, and I built something, which I'll show you in just a second. I made a new batch of custard. We'll get these started first. Hold on, let's get this the right consistency, first of all. You'll notice that I apply quite a generous amount of butter to the irons. That's very important, all right? If you don't do that, the pancake mixture can stick to the hot plates, and that could damage the equipment. And you want to think of the next person who's staying in the hotel after you, don't you? So there we go, put it on there. So I made a batch more custard, and then I built this. Now this is it's a rudimentary ice cream maker. It's made out of an ice bucket, all right? That comes free with the room. And then in the middle there's a cup and then a churning device made of more coat hangers like that. And what you do is you put the custard in the cup in the middle. You fill the void between the wall of the cup and the wall of the bucket with ice from the machine in the corridor. And then the heat goes from the custard into the ice, not the other way around, science like that. And then it freezes it, and it actually works. One day I was staying in a hotel and I thought, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try making a dessert using just the free things that are in the room. And I did it. I made a tiramisu, right? Here's how. Complimentary biscuits, okay? Like that, soaked in complimentary coffee, right? Between layers of whipped non-dairy coffee whitener with added sugar and laced with booze from the minibar, built up in layers like a lasagna, and then finally dusted with a layer of complimentary hot chocolate powder. And the resulting dessert was, you're going to be very surprised to hear this, absolutely disgusting.